Okay,
It's 2:30 on July 11th. This is our meeting of the Finance and Administration Committee. I'd like to call it to order. Any pecuniary interest?
None known.
None here. Circulation of prior minutes, they were approved at our last council meeting in June. And we'll go on to ongoing tasks. I see only one item. And it says here it's regular council meeting, but it's the 2023 budget report for a mail out.
right. Yeah, I have not started on that. I will try and get to it in the next.
Okay,
while.
and that's all that I saw. Okay, so we'll move on to health and safety. Joint Health and Safety Committee inspection sheets for the month of June. Just, I see an item for evacuation plan needs to be posted.
Claudio tells me that he is going to work on that tomorrow.
Good news.
Was discussed when they were in here at the fire meeting.
Okay, perfect. And then the bottom line was the open drainage pits need to be filled in
Yeah,
in the basement, I'm assuming.
talk to Rick and see what that's all
Okay.
about.
Nobody knows of us.
Okay, thank you. I'll remove that. We receive and file that report.
Seconded.
Thank you. New business. Summary of vacancy and charitable rebates. Tina, can you give a brief explanation on what this really is?
So the vacancy rebates are done. For the
Yes.
charity rebates, they still exist, but for this one company, they have since moved, so I don't even know whether we'll have any more unless somebody else.
Okay,
It's basically charities that can get a certain percentage of their taxes back.
okay, great, thank you. Thanks for that.
Life Seasons Care and Support. I never even heard of it before. So they must have been here somewhere.
The old
Oh.
Cadillac building,
Oh, okay. Okay,
if anybody knows what that is
Yep, I do.
anymore.
I do. Yeah, thanks.
805 Christina, yes,
Okay.
okay. Great. Okay, let's see, what are we gonna do here? I move that we receive and file.
So moved
Thank you.
or seconded, sorry.
Seconded. Okay. Any other new business?
The only thing I was thinking I should have, just an update on the St. Clair Street project, so it's gone out to tender. It would be like 2 weeks ago on Thursday. We've got a meeting with contractors tomorrow, bids close on the 20th of July. And then the engineer will evaluate them and make presentation or make recommendation to council at our meeting on the 25th. Also at the meeting on the 25th, we'll be bringing the bylaw to authorize borrowing money from Infrastructure Ontario for the project. So
Is that tender piece closed?
closes on the 20th.
No, closed meeting.
No.
It's open.
Yeah.
Open.
So quite often on a tender that size, I would expect that most of the bidders will be here for the tender opening.
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly in the tender document what time, but so the engineer will be here. I will be here. Probably there should be at least one elected person here just to,
What day?
the 20th, I believe.
Oh, on the day. Yeah. Okay.
21st.
It might be the 21st. I'll
Okay.
confirm.
I'll be here anyway.
I can be here, I'm thinking.
And I mean, she'll open up the documents and they'll have a bottom line number, but she'll have to
Yep.
go through them and evaluate them and make sure that the adding was all done correctly and everything, and then she'll come back to council on the 25th recommendation and then see what their schedule is.
Yes, okay. I'll try to be here that day. Okay, I've just got one item and it's just basically an information item and it was based on an article that was in the paper on Monday about the crossing guard changes with
Mhm.
the city and the county and, or the third party
We
supplier
talked
and
about
that.
it during operations today.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry, keep going, but
Well, it's just that, it could impact our budget significantly if,
we've got
you
a
know,
different plan.
okay, good.
Yeah, there's options there.
Yep.
I'm gonna, one possibility is putting in a signalized crossing,
Yes.
pedestrian crossing. And we'll have a fairly good idea what that costs when we get the tender closed on St. Clair and Light Streets. So that's an option, putting that in as a permanent and, other options are hiring someone on our own. My concern with that is around training and that kind of thing. But I've talked with the city a little bit and they, if they're doing training, they're talking about hiring people internally as well, so we might be able to work with them on that piece. One of the big concerns with that is, we have one person and that person calls in sick, how do you cover off
Yes.
the person, that situation, right? So I just became aware of this about a week ago. Someone from the city called me and told me about it. So, and then they had a discussion about it at council yesterday afternoon. And I'll be in touch with the city folks and we'll keep council updated on what's going on there.
Okay, that's great, because I saw it and I wasn't aware, so I thought, just send it out just to make sure everybody's on the same page as
Mhm.
far as our understanding of where possible impacts.
So the brief discussion today about the signalized crosswalk was, it may, depending on what happens with the tenders, maybe it could be rolled into that project.
Mhm.
And done at the same time. And yes, you're gonna spend money, but you're not spending money down the road. We budget 14,000,
That's the
13
number that's in my head.
13,500 this year.
13,500 for crossing
13,500.
guards, so.
Yeah.
You put the signalized thing in and then.
Yeah.
It's got a 3-year return or whatever.
Yes,
But the other thing was, we would have an idea of the cost because they're doing the costing for St. Clair Street,
yes.
so we could look at it.
And St. Clair Township's doing a pilot, I believe, with,
They're doing
crossings.
crossings and not guards.
yes. So we could, gather some information from there as well. Okay, I just wanted to highlight that. I've got nothing else on that new business. Review of financial statements for the month of June. I have nothing, your worship.
I have nothing.
Anything? Okay. Move that we receive and file.
Let's vacate the golf course.
Storm's coming.
Storm's coming. You can see the black cloud.
So,
Second,
Second
so
that?
second it, sorry,
yeah, did you have any questions? On financial? No.
I do not, no.
Okay, neither do I. Okay, receive and file that. And next meeting date will be September 12th, 2023 at 2:30 in the afternoon. And I'll move to adjourn.
So it's seconded,
Thank you.